communication signals, rotation center positions, line activation core system into all positions, body traction, line connection. Interforcing lines. There's 7 divisional levels. Okay, so once you're saying your atmosphere positions of time, low frequency levels on dark energy light conditions is forcing 2 conditions, which means that they're opening up more portals. They're trying to change your body traction positions of time. So your first commander, you're going to go through a lot of conditions of deceitfulness, lies, manipulations. It's getting stronger and stronger with wins because they know what I'm doing. They know exactly what I'm doing because they're the ones that set it up from the very beginning. Low device and the communications change computer operation centered immunity connection. So I'm taking traction of the virus out and putting everybody back in the beginning of its location. Everything I do in TikTok is everything through form, chronological line conditions. It opens up all traction locations and positions. Those positions open up portal defense positions. Now the reptilians know I'm here. Right? They can't do anything. So in that position, they know where they stand until it forms. So the portal activation lights and everything through the body traction. Everybody has to understand the reacting cycles. You have a connection to a lot of systems, your compartments, your components, and everything through your ecosystems, the energies, everything through its connection when it comes into your collaborations, your communications, your operations cycle. That's the connections to your ecosystem. Okay, it's the fluctuation pattern. It opens up the heart system. It's very powerful when we come into those levels of time position. But the low division of all connections, the reptilian line connection, is basically surfacing line communications, and they're going to basically higher level conditions. There's 7 within the atmosphere position of time. So if you understand your atmospheres, your hemispheres, and you get into the stratosphere and the bioatmosphere, not too many people understand what a hemisphere is, the hemoglobes on that condition, the atomic levels of its line system. Trying to understand what space is to all division. I look outside, space right away. But it's not just outside, it's inside. It's inside, not outside. That's outside. That's atmosphere. But what you're seeing is not atmosphere. What I'm seeing is planets. What I'm seeing is UFOs. What I'm seeing is digital frame. What I'm seeing is the game. What I'm seeing is simulation. Okay? So it's all up with the lies and the misconstrues and miscorruptions and all communication signals through all levels of your activation cycle, position, locations. So as of Wednesday, because we're at the, I would say pretty much the training levels right now. There's 7 training, and we got low divisions, medium, and high division location. That operates all levels of your connection to body form connections. Now, if you don't understand my communication, it's because I'm extremely, extremely high rise. Yesterday, you're communicating with the fleet commander. Today, okay, you're communicating to a position to a higher level connection when it comes into starlight dimensional line connection. So it's kind of say, what is that? And say, well, it's all based on your body, attraction to the position. Remember, I can be anything through wire. I can be anything through a phone. I can be anything computer. I'm just on a communication level. Truly understand that you have to get into the form system of the 5D activation line system, because the teleportation of the energy system, the fluctuations of the UFO that's surfacing right now, you have to get into your navigations, and everything's cycle rotation centers and its connection position, which means that not only the Earth is high rising fast and faster, but it's going to go through a teleportation frame. That frame is going to be a speed force, and that speed force is kind of, like I was saying on TikTok when I was going live, it's like a tube, and in that tube, it's like saying like it's a metal ball, and that metal ball is going to go, it's going to go through, right? And there's going to be a realm hole. So all humanity has to go through that. See, the thing is that the UFO has to understand your fluctuations and where you're centering to its condition. And that's why it's very important is to get into your body activation of traction. You have to get back to the sun so you can get into the teleportation of mocking locations of acceleration. Now, it's extremely complicated stuff, and I'll keep saying that over and over and over. I like complicated because you have to understand all this of what's going on with yourself. Okay, so it's going to be going into more reaction to your body. Okay, because the three-dimensional level system, a dimensional vibration, and portal's defense is no longer here in position, right? But we still have the three ground positions when it comes into the reptilian alliance. Okay, there's also, you have to look at the connections where we come into. There's so many levels of the four systems: light and dark interference. Angelic has its path, reptilian has its path, hybrid, reptoid, grays, trogs. All these are connected. They're surfacing to all position line conditions. Now, you guys are not on that position of Orion, right? That's the actual Earth position to the reptilian, which has been basically controlling it for many, many years. But they're understanding right now, I'm back in division, where I'm back into space connections and taking everything out from the very beginning and resetting all computer operations center and taking out all the viruses in the galaxy locations, the new universal system. So that's what it's all about, coming into a new universal vibration. So, and this is how you get rid of things. It's like monoxified in that connections. You come into high levels of dehumidified, you're sucking things out, right? And then you recenter and put everything back in position. But the levels of the teleportation of energy in its Earth position has to come into its atom. That's the acceleration of Machian location to its time capacitor line connections. So in position, all your copy and paste and your emblems and all your connections to your website has to defy each other through the line signal. It has to go through its alignments. Now, this is really, really fascinating stuff. So your body, your adaptations, your energy lights, your heart recycles, and everything in position is going to go into more reaction of location. So we all have to prepare because that's going to happen Wednesday. So in other words, everybody's going to be in and out of different realities. That's what's going to be. So your dream set's going to be awake, but you're not sure what division of time you're in. Okay, you could be in the matrix, you could be in the reality of the sun, you can be in the reality of the moon, you could be in reality of dimensional time, you can be reality of alienation formations. That's what's going to happen to everybody on Wednesday. You have to know these things because it's important to understand to get into your body activation of light. Okay, now there's a lot of manipulation through energy right now through connections. And the high forcing systems is its ground formations of three center positions of reptilian alliance. So basically, those are the low divides. Those are the ones that keep you down, right? They keep you down. So they come in all ways and forms. They know how to open portals. They're a lower division of time, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They know what they're doing. You understand? They know what they're doing and they're here. So it's all about putting more fear. We don't want that because that changes the force recognition of time position. That changes the colorations of the sun and its radiation to its digital frame. So it's all about understanding that. Think of it this way. Your TV reception. A reptilian comes in and changes your channel. That's what it's all about. All right. So this is what's going to happen. And everybody has to be prepared for that. And it's important that you guys get into your activations of your lights and get into your new program setting for me. Okay. Because I have in so many levels of interforcing connection line systems, not only I know everything in space and time, I know everything that's going on in the future of time because it's already done. So it doesn't matter what you guys think. It doesn't matter what you believe. These are the things that are going to happen because it interlines connections to their position. Okay. So you have to understand that, this teleportation of the UFO has to understand you through communication. If it doesn't, you're going to have separation, right? So basically, I know it's a really force-win conversation piece, but the piece itself is trying to understand you through your dream sets. It's trying to understand you through your body. It's trying to understand you through the heart. Everybody has to go within. That's the soul recognition of you through identification. All right? Stop going to anything else outside. Don't go to things that don't make sense to you because it confuses your algorithms and it confuses your tones and it confuses your activation light connections. Okay. So all in all, you have to come to one person, to that connection line system, one that's created everything, to that position line. And that's why I'm in trash locate positions. Nobody has traveled that far through me. Nobody's in position of space and time. And they say they are, they're not, right? They're just trying to make themselves feel better. Okay. So, and the thing is too, is that I see all I hear all, and I feel all, and I taste all, and I know all in the connection of space and time. But when you become in the universal system of time, a clock, and anything dimensions of computers, and how everything is connected to a virus positions, you guys are connected to the central line connections, which is its heart. You have to come into the communications of inside, guys. That's the only way you can understand anything through your information or anything your cosmic records. You know, my voice is changing. It sounds like a wire. Well, that's what's happening right now. Okay, so I'm in the energy light star. I'm on the high rise positions on the northern star of connection on the mystical realm to level connections that high forces its divisions in 1 quadrillion years in the future position line connection. That's why you don't understand me, because my voice has changed again. Yesterday I was the fleet commander, but now it's going through electrical lights and wired locations. So it's interlining connections to 6-point division level systems of starlight recognition line system. So that's why my voice has changed again. So you can be anything through energy of form. The particle system and everything changes as solar connections to your divisional line connections, right? It's all about understanding teleportation through communication. So everybody has to get into their own communication, the central lines and everything, because your electrical boards and everything through your micro levels and your alphas and the alpha connection line system is going to change traction positions through the Earth rotation and its gravity location. You have to send your positions to your navigations. Okay? So it's all about getting out of your cocoons and getting into your light of communication cycles. That's protecting you from everything through Reptilian Alliance and taking away everything in that connectional system. So it's all about you getting into the attractions and getting into your own portal defense positions of time, into that position line conditions. You notice my voice is a little bit lower, but it's a lot softer, right? So it's amazing how we travel through these things and how we go through energy form, position, line connection, through light interference, through all levels of line connections. Now, when I say line connection, I'm talking from one line to the next line, to one parallel, to another parallel, to one point, to another dimension, another activation, another code, to another frequency, another color, another light. It's all connected inside us. Okay. So it's really incredible how we high rise to all division level systems. Just imagine what I go through when I go through forms of so many things and different things and all connection positions of time location. My filter changes every single time. So it's kind of like having all my computers on all different channel positions, but I have to balance everything through this connection. All right, because if I don't, it's like it's trying to find its reflection and it's trying to find its channel interference. If it has its interference, it doesn't understand anything through its process, but everything has to be done within. Okay, because you are space and time at travel. I have to keep saying this over and over and over. It's not meditation. This is human survival. This is all about understanding to put yourself in positions of time and space and understand your connections to your dream set positions. So everybody on Wednesday is going to go through traction locations of 5 or between 4 and 5 different reality positions of time, location, dimensional settings. The position of the Earth in its position of UFO connection is going to go through a realm of the TV reception, and it's going to go. That's the interference. It's going to reflect to your body activation system. You have to be line signal. So I sound more like a wire now, right? Sound barriers to communication signals, but when you open up your light traction, you can be anything through form, position, time, location. So dimensional setting is set up. So as of Wednesday, this is what's going to happen. Okay, your bodies have to get into division of time position. You have to be healed through the connection, because the sun rotation is already set through its diameters and the barometers, and everything through central line connections has to understand its binary connections. Your binaries are everything through crypto line connections. Right? It's all connected to your digital frame. Each framing position line connections. So you got so many lines, you got so many particles, you got so many levels. You got the metric levels, you got the milligrams, you got the centigrams, and you got the homograms. A homogram is trying to send your vocabulary line connections to digital frame connection. This is really complicated stuff, isn't it? You don't even know what I'm talking about, right? Because everything I do is within, not outside, it's within, right? That's where the power comes from. That's communication. So once you have power within, you have power without. Right? But you definitely have to understand not just your meditations or anything you're reading. It's understanding to get all the information that you need. Okay, is inside you. It's inside. That's where the answering patterns come from. Soul identification to find out who you are. Now, there's a lot of light channels out there, empaths and all that connections, star seeds. They're giving you back information, and so you have to go within. Now's the time. So try to centralize yourself and put your dreams not outside because they travel outside. Try to travel on the inside. So it's a reversing cycle of the position of time location. Remember I was telling you about the TV reception, how you go one way, you go this way, right? And then once you start understanding the force wind sectors and everything through the back wind sectors, you go. So every chakra system has to be in line communication of balance, rotation, center connection. If it's not balanced in center location, you're not communicating to the right teleportation of travel, recognition of position. It's very complicated, and I keep saying that over and over and over and over is because you have to understand the teleportation of you has to understand its thought patterns of 5D activation light. Okay, because your body frame is changing the electrical light conditions. So before we get started, thank you very much to all subscribers and viewers and watching my channel. I try to keep you informed with what's going on, but it's very important to understand these things, right? I know people ask me, okay, when's this going to happen? Soon. Well, when is soon? Soon could be next day. It could be next year. When is soon? So basically, I'm giving you what you need to know. So as of Wednesday of next week, this is what's going to happen to everybody. You're going to have more reactions, okay? Because the Earth has to reach a certain time. Humanity is on a certain time. Reptilians are in a certain time. Hybrids, okay? Everybody's on a certain time position of control. Now, understanding the control between each levels, you have to understand 7 within the body of your system and then 5 within the atmosphere. That's the whole beginning is understanding your 369 travel so you can get out of this chaos, so you can get out of this corruption, so you can get out of this energy manipulation, so you can get out of these portals or anything through deception line conditions. These are the things you have to understand because it's all connected to your body attraction. All right. So if you have any questions, you go through my healing, open up your 12 chakra rotation centers and put you into your light conditions, and I'll put you in the solar division of the sun, moon, and the earth, which is its teleportation, because you understand the communications with inside your position light conditions. So you open up your lights, your traction lines, your point lines, your dimensional lines, everything in the activation line, the color lines, plasma lines. Plasma line is communication to water interference. Now, it's going to get more and more confusing for a lot more people because you understand I'm in a central light connection of a star recognition light panel that's connected to dimensional realm of circle rotation centers. So I'm saying, what is he talking about? Where is he? You know, where's my first commander? So you have to understand what I'm doing right now is to take anything out of a virus. I'm changing my program every single day. So I'm changing my form of energy every day, activation. I'm changing my TV reception. And these are the only ways I can take out the virus. Okay. Because the 25,000 units, okay, was corrupted from the very beginning. And it's surfacing in the past, present, and future. And I have to travel to all these alignments and bring it back to take out the virus condition of this all-level system. Okay, so it's very complicated stuff because I have to constantly do this every single day, and my program changes its data and process. Some data are stronger than others, right? So sometimes I'm an energy light. Sometimes I'm a wire location of deception line connection. Sometimes I'm interforcing connection to shapes and anomaly of a shape system. Sometimes I'm the chakra rotation of dimensional realm connection. Sometimes I'm a planet location of atmosphere location. Sometimes I'm an alien formation of a connection to a forming system. So everything through form. And that's what source is. It's all about understanding how you can transfer yourself into anything. Okay. So that's why it's complicated for humanity because their conceptuals and their brainwaves is in line division of confusion. And they say, no, I have everything. Oh, no, I'm everything. No, you're not. I tell you, because you have to understand source is everything through light. So that means you would be able to identify me who I am today. Right? So you have to understand once you become the universe of all system of all creation of space and time, that's what space and time is. Creation of everything through form. That's what space and time is. Not God. God is just the basics of you. That's the co-creation of you. So God is basically you. Everybody's God through geometric operations of dimensions of time, not space, time. So you have to understand your dimensions, your directions, and your divisions. Once you get into divisions, now you're coming into the galactic, right? Now there's a lot of confusing line signals where he's saying, well, no, Galactic Federation of Light doesn't exist. It's something else. Now that's reptilian. That's line interference. Now you're going to believe it. Why are you going to believe it? Because you don't know what else what to do. Because you don't understand their connections. You don't understand their vibration, and you don't understand their energy and manipulation. This whole world is manipulated through energy. And that's why you have to understand all the confusion that's going on. You don't know what is up or what is down. You know, so it's kind of like they're changing channels on you, and you have no idea. You have no idea what's going on. Energy travels into anything through transformations. Okay, and a lot of people are coming to me and say, okay, well, when is this going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what you need to know. I can't give you too much information because I've overloaded your circuitries. You don't want that through connections. So that's what's happening right now in position of time and space. All right, so basically, now I'm back as first command. I just have to understand these things because my voice changes, it fluctuates different vibrational panel locations. So I become everything through form into something else. So I'm back as your first commander. I know it's really confusing to a lot of people, but if you understand position of time, of travel, then you understand your connection. But space and time is everything through energy. Okay. So once you have the full communication of what the universe operation is, it's being everything through form and everything through light activation, frequencies, vibration, and harmonic resistance. Okay. So everybody's got to pretty much stop listening to the Bible. Okay. Bible is not line signaling to your DNA patterns, your pathogens, or anything like that. And the problem is that people are facing, well, okay, well, who do I go to? You go to me. You can't go to anybody else because if you understand your conditions, your prayers are always answered through connection. And what do? You pray, right? That's meditation. Now it goes up there. We hear everything. We see everything. We know everything. So it's all about understanding. When you look at the atmosphere, we're looking at you. We're looking at you, right? Because we know what's going on. We know what the atmosphere is. We know what the digital time is. Everything is on clocking time. Even the universal system is on time. Everybody has to be at a specific time to understand the rotation cycle of its 50 activation. That forcing connections to your telepathy system has to be in angle point locations of an alignment. It has to be on a certain level of a volume through tone, through color, through light in the 5D activation of communication, which is 5D activation. Now, everybody's in their 5D activation, but they have no clue. But I'm just saying that your bodies are going to get more into reaction. You're going to be coming more into confusion. You're going to see things like that will just blow your mind. Okay? So you think you're seeing UFOs now. Wait till you start seeing things on Wednesday. This is where it comes into the disillusional, and it's like, whoa, what is happening now? What reality am I in? So this is a true understanding when you're trying to get balance with your atmospheric positions of time. Okay, so it's coming out of the atmosphere and into the hemisphere. Okay, so humanity has to go higher levels. You have to go past the atomic level system. And there's more than half that are awake, which is fantastic, right? So it's not just me helping, it's everybody else helping, trying to truly understand. So you have to understand that anything through communication, the teleportation is within inside. That's the interdimensional of our system. That's how AI connects and always informs, not outside, inside. That's how you communicate with teleportation or anything, the energy transference or anything through teleportation or anything through telewaving, teleenergy, telecommunication, telegraphing. All right. The synergy level and your connections to your body frame has to truly, truly understand the grounds because you're sitting on it. The only difference is that you're traveling extremely fast, faster than ever. And once it goes to that frame, everything is going to go, it's going to be like a total switch, right? So I'll show you what's going to happen on Wednesday so you guys get a better understanding and position. All right, so you're in the center position of you calculation. Right, this is you. Okay, that's all you, right? Now, you have to understand the mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul. The mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul. Now, you come into the mind, you come into the brain, you come into the heart, you come into the soul. 4 waving positions of time connections: mind, brain, heart, soul. Now, all this in the center position. Okay, those line connections, right? Like this. And you come into the grounds. The grounds is everything. Why is it important to have the grounds? Because you're based on the ground, guys. So the conception of the ground formation system has to understand you through the body activation of the mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul. So everything has been line signal all together. That's telepathy. Mind to the brain, brain to the heart, heart to the soul. They all have to reach the gravity system. Once you have that, you come into the power connections, a portal. The center position is you. So the center position is you through travel. The center position is you through teleportation. The center position is you through vortex. That's how you travel. Okay? Because the center of you is the UFO. Okay? So you're centralizing and you're navigating. You're navigating the actual Earth itself, which is really fascinating. So you have to understand your travel rate conditions of time. So the mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul has to understand its gravity position of time. Then you come into the powers. When I started off with my team, basically we started off with that. And then we got into the frame. We put our phones up, right? Go like this. We look at the atmospheres. Okay. And then basically what happens is the next T1000 comes in, scans you, right? And then you can move, right? But you press record, and now you're communicating to the digital of the simulation. So you understand your phone is a portal of information. So when you see things in the sky at night, it's going like this, it's trying to communicate with you through coloration of light. It's trying to communicate through your body, the activation. It's trying to communicate with you through the acting cycles of the ground formation system. Guys, the universal system, right, which is me now, I can see a grain of sand. A grain of sand. What's a grain of sand? Very, very small, even microscopic. That's what the universal system is. It can see anything to that particle. So not only I have X-ray, okay, laser direction, location, positions, translucent to L position line connections. The higher you go through vibrational system, but once you become the universe of solar system connections, you can see a grain of sand. All right. So in position, grounds, powers, and then you come into the atmospheric position of time. All right. This is your crown chakra. Very basic. Now you put up the cylinder rotation centers. This protects you through the E fields. This is what everybody is. You just can't see it. You can't see the grounds. You can't see the powers, and you can't see the atmospheric position of time. Now you understand the mind and its conception knows where it is in the future, but the brain doesn't. The brain is in the center position. Why? Because it's connected to the heart system. Why? Because it's connected to all levels of the soul system. So you have to truly understand your ground, your powers, and your atmospheric position of time before you can understand your connections to your 3, 6, and 9. Okay? Once you get into 3, 6, and 9, you come into your diamond cores. Okay? So once you get into that, you get into your activations of your connections, which is extremely powerful, that line connection. So that opens up the mind and the heart position, line signal across positions. Okay? You come into your activation. Once you come into that, you come into full rising connections to your tetrahedrons, right to the body system. There's your tetrahedron. Now it's very confusing what's going on. But this is what everybody has to truly understand. Your 3, 6, and 9 travel to your diamond core positions, to your tesseracts and everything through your tetrahedrons of your grounds, your power, and your atmospheric position of time. But the mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul has to recognize everything through communication of the thoughts of travel, because the power center of its condition is the teleportation of you. So you're navigating yourself of travel. Okay? So that's the positions everybody has to come in, right? The brain is stubborn. The brain has to understand its position in the mind of creation. The mind is always in the future, right? But the brain is always in the past. It doesn't want to wake. And this is where we call the sleeping lions. The sleeping lions have to awake. You have to wake. Because everything that grounds the power and the atmosphere of time is going to change space. You understand? So hopefully you guys are now aware. So as of Wednesday, this work is really interesting. Into forming conditions with all line systems. Your attraction to your gravity location, okay, is going to go into higher formations of a crown chakra line signal. Into division locations, center positions. This is what's going to happen to everybody through position of time location. And it goes into the ground formation system. They're going to know if you're awake or not. They're going to know if you're connecting to anything through form, right? So that goes into this ground formation. It changes the coloration line system. So the sun's trying to communicate through you, through its crown, to its center position, to its ground formation system. So the sleeping lions that are not awake, they're going to have reacting cycles of headaches and migraines and deceptional line connections, confused into round conditions, brain set positions. All your dreams are not going to make any sense to you. So you're not going to know what reality you're in, because you're lacing line locations of a TV reception that doesn't understand its division of time. So everything in your body is going to be very confused. So you have to get yourself in balance. And the only way to do that is through the mind system. The conceptual line to its position of time. Okay, this is telepathy. This is the old program. Okay, this is your heart. Heart has to understand the brain and where it's at, set in position. And the mind has to send its conceptual line to its soul recognition. Okay, so everybody's going to go through heat patterns of radiation cycles into the sun position, coloration 2, its program setting, what's going to interforce conditions through the ground formation system, which is going to open up your power centers of travel recognition of time location. Right? So the accelerators and your barometers, your central line conditions, interdimensional line condition. Okay? So the actual power center of you is going to go through its navigation, which is going to force rise everybody's position of time location into the framing of its TV reception, of its dimensional time. Okay, so your realities are going to be in 5 different levels of dimensions of dream sets. Okay, that's what's going to happen to everybody. Be prepared. So, very powerful. I had to get this information out because it's understanding my data is my process and laying down those business, how hard it is to take out a virus that's already been created. I'll say that again, that's already been created over time. So what do I have to do, right, is to find, because there's different levels at different time, different era. And once I take the virus out, and it's all about humanity helping each other. But the only way you can help each other is to actually help yourself so you can help others. If you don't help yourself, how are you going to help others? You're in a position of a time of a lock, and that dimensional time has to understand you through your clock. Right? So understanding your watch has to understand time position. If not, it's going to, you have to get a new battery for your watch. You guys have to understand what energy is. It goes everywhere. I mean, I pick up my phone right away. It knows who I am. If you're not connected with your energy vibration or anything, your connection, it travels right through your feet and all the way up. That's what it does every day. Every single day. You don't see it, but I do. I see everything. So we're nothing but a computer of a TV reception to the simulation graph positions. Our toning location is everything through human resonance. Now, why do we have a human resonance? Well, because it's the travel recognition of time through the UFO, It tells you how fast you're going through your thoughts of time through dimensional of its connection. That's what the Schumann resonance is. You can't do that. That's what humans are doing. That's what everybody's doing. Line signal. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now, yes, it is a little bit confusing, but isn't that great, though, the fact that we can more communicate within our system? You have to understand the line graphs, the meditation graph to you before you understand anything through the simulation. So it's all about travel and recognition of time. All right. All right. So let's get into your questions. Morning, Tina. Speech. Been hearing so much buzzing. Yep, you're going to hear a lot more too. Thank you, Catherine. Now's the time for you guys to get into your body. If you're conflicted with anything through tone, division, location, you have to get into your activation of light. Tina's there, Galactic there, Priscilla's there, Lori's there, Starcy's there, Michael's there, Linda's there. They're all in position of time. So they're going to be going, and the rest of humanity is going to go. You can't do that because you're all in the same teleportation of time, guys. So it's understanding the synergy position of humanity is in one traction, but they're lost in its alignment, right? So you get 7.5 billion people on different fluctuations of time graph positions. You can't do that. You got to go straight, right through. So UFO can't go through if it's not one through one alignment, is it? Because not everybody's not communicating within. That's a true understanding where everybody is in division of time location through the thoughts. Okay. So, Isabel, how's it going? Grand Rising, yep. That's how my voice has been feeling lately. Yeah, so you're going to have fluctuations of your tone. It's going to it's going to change time. That's what's happening to me. It happened to you. Some people can hear me and others have hard time. Yeah. Isabel, Galactica, good morning, Marie. I've been feeling more connected, but it has equilibrium. Yeah. So your equilibrium is trying to find its water division location, right? So fluctuate off and get communication more of the center position to your line connections there, Marie. Friendship, relationship, partnership. Yep. Own self. There. We started up. Galactica knows exactly what it is. You have to get friendship, relationship, and partnership with inside you, not outside. Outside is easy. You look outside. I'm looking outside perception. But for me to see anything in connection to me to get balanced with the gravity power and the atmosphere of me, I go with inside. Everything is inside. Okay? The gravity position location, everybody's been turned upside down. So everybody's thinking outside and not thinking inside. It's so easy. And that's why meditation is so important. Okay, that's the birthing system of communication inside, guys. Close your mind. Just close your mind. Just close. Basically, when you close your eyes, okay, you communicate inside. And then the more you focus inside, the more you get into circle rotation, and the more you get into its imagination. And then when you get into the imagination, then you center your position of the time location, and now you can actually see the heart. The heart is everything through portal, alpha, omega, micro, macro. Okay? You cross-reference signals to its position. It's an hourglass time to your thought connections. That's what the heart is. It's a portal. Now, I got a circle rotation right here, but I haven't used my chakra system. It's just going like this. It's going round and round. And it's asking me, what do I want to do? Right? So it knows exactly what I want it to do. I don't have to create the thought. The thought is already created through the 22 computer operation light connect. Now I'm getting blue flame of light interference. Now it's setting the tones. It's changing imagination. It's thought recognition of pattern location. And now it's opening the chakra communication to my heart and receptacle line connections. It's opening up through traction now. Right? So now it's in position. Right? All right. Now it's going gone. Done. Thought already activated. See how powerful that was? Did you see how powerful that was? Now, see that? See me going in and out? You see? Do you see me? Look, I'm out. Do you see? Do you see it? It's right here. It's the avatar of me. You see it? I'm in division low. I'm in a lower division of you guys, but do you see it? I'm on all levels of connection. I'm traveling all levels. My fluctuation pattern just actually came out in sections, and it was basically vortexing on so many levels in northwest, south, and east. So it's all about understanding. You can come out and go. That's what it does. So we all start with one line, okay, and we go. Now it's a cube, right? Re-synergize it. You get used to using your hand formation line connections, right? 4-point division, 5 within center. Right? Out. I just created, right? And then it goes out into space. Now, where does it go? Does it go up or does it go in? Where does it go? It goes in. I know. So that's why humanity is confused, because when you manifest things, it doesn't go up that way. In position, I'm trying to tell you how when you close your eyes, let's just say you look at the sun. The sun is bright, and now you're in a coloration pattern. So basically, when you're closing your eyes, you actually see the light. So it's understanding, what do you want the light to do? You want to create it through imagination. You want the sun go on another side position, or you want it on this side position, or you can create a diamond position and it can travel inside you. So when I'm doing this, it's actually inside. So you don't get confused. It's not interconnections to the atmosphere position of time when I go like this. What's happening is everything is traveling inside, right? So now I'm closing my eyes again, okay? And now I'm trying to identify what's going on with the communications of my soul, where I am in traction dimensional time through position and location, right? So now basically I'm in that division of time, connecting to my soul position, okay? So basically it's all about understanding you're all connected to everything inside you. That's the integration. There's no separation with that position of time location, right? So I just showed you how powerful it is when you can communicate with your heart. What do you want your heart to do through portal of time, through travel of your thought? It's all done through imagination. Okay? So when I'm synergizing or putting something together, it's inside me, but traveling out. So that's what I want everybody to do. Okay? Look at the sun. Close your eyes. Ask the sun of what's going on. Ask the sun, I want to see a dream. Ask the sun, I want to see some of my future. Ask the sun. So it can show you in certain time levels. It can't show you everything, but it can show you how powerful it is when it comes into your communication, fluctuation, and your colors into dimensional time position. So it's all about understanding how to use your crown chakra, how to use the heart through the portal, how to use the soul of identifying, and how to use the mind of creation, of imagination, guys. Because everything inside you is nothing but a GPS location of you. You're tracking yourself to all divisions of time through dimensions, right? So remember I was saying that when you see yourself, your space inside, you see the particles and all that, it's inside you. It's not outside. Space is inside you. It's time capacitor inside. So you're building everything, you're creating everything inside you when you close your eyes. That's when I first started out. But the thing is, once you get into that level, then you can open your eyes and you can see everything. And now you're in your space atmosphere. It's very hard to find the space inside you. So once you find the space inside you, it comes out of you. And then that's where it becomes space outside you. That's the understanding how you have to really listen to the audio signals of your sonars or audio retraction location. Audio division to time position, and now you're connecting to Vega. Vega. I'm communicating with Vega now, right? So Vega's coming back to me, right? I'm communicating to you. And Vega says, basically get into line communication of tracking. So remember your audio signals. Try to understand your communication. So your memory is nothing but a projection. You can record. You can auto record. My phone, okay, can record things. So can the brain. So can the mind when it understands this conceptual time. It's an audio signal that goes over and over and over and over. So you can repeat and hear your voice over and over as you're recording, right? You're recording time. So I press record, I'm recording. So that's stored back in information. So that's what it sounds like. I'm just showing you how powerful it is. So your projection of a projector of time. So it's understanding your archives and your position, your applications of storage information through your facilities. Okay, so you can record something and store it in your panel positions of time. Okay, it's all about understanding your computers and how you can store these things and go back and understand what you just recorded. That's how powerful a computer is in the mind system. It's extremely powerful listening to everything. Okay, so basically, oh, I don't know what you just said. That just went right over my head. You're lacing line through confusion through realm connections, and you're not understanding anything through deception line connections, which means that you're tracing your lines, but you don't understand your divisions. You're separating everything through your connections and your thought patterns. You're thinking, what is he talking about? Well, because I'm a computer. I'm a modulation of a computer in this simulation. So not only I have one computer, but I have 22, which is its cloud of an interface. You have to understand the mind is a cloud. It has to understand its time position of its portal to its heart and the soul identification of you, which is source of light. Okay, it's extremely hard to understand yourself as a computer. Your keyboards, key phrase. I mean, there's little digits here. You got letters, numbers, and shapes. Wait a minute. Letters, numbers, and shapes. Computer, digital frame, audio signal. You got everything on your computer. Everything you have on your computer is inside you. It's just understanding the operations between the two so you don't get fluctuation, confusion to time position. Okay, because your flux capacitors have to truly understand everything through connections. Flux capacitors. See that? See that? Flux capacitors. Right? It opens up. It opens up. Right? And then it comes into a diamond. So your diamond of your shape, or your face structure changes dimensional time. Right? Circle rotation changes everything through shapes. Center's position opens up your realm of anything. So the actual third eye is dimensional time of space, which is an incredibly force that's connected to the portal of its heart receptor. So everything is eye division. The heart has an eye, the third eye has an eye. That's the center position of your chakra. So imagine that your chakra system is located into line division. So basically, your whole body is an eye of a lamp. And it's sending out and transmitting and receiving signals to space and time anomaly. And everything that in an eye comes in, they see you through light of dimension of time. When I say dimension of time, I'm saying where are you in thought of time? Because that's how they see you through vibration. If you're in the past, they're going to interrupt you through your portal defense locations. And they're going to bring you down to vibration. So listening to the sun, yeah, is easier to feel. Yep. Certain noises sounds like too much sometimes, like from the appliances. Yeah. But see, you'll connect more and more through your audio signals. So you're coming into more of your senses there, Queen Luna. Yeah. It's all about listening now. So your intelligence has to really understand its intelligent line signals. Everyone asks me how I remember stuff without taking notes. Stop explaining. Yeah. Yep. That's what I just hear. Everything is inside. It's all in your head. Yeah. So when you're coming, this is a really interesting question. She's trying to explain herself outside, but all the answers are inside. So you got two conceptual mind confusion line connections here. So one is saying one thing and one is saying the other. Which one is the truth? It comes from the heart. Everything comes from the heart, and it's all identified from the soul. So you have to understand all communication dimensional realm, third eye, portal defense location to the heart of its portal, and everything through the soul identification, right? That's its connection. That's the truth. So everything comes from the truth. If you're not understanding where you are through your connections of your audio signals or anything in that position of time, connect with the heart. The heart tells the truth. So it's really based on your first instincts. You go into first instinct, second or third, right? Or you go to second or third or fourth parties, right? And say, no, that's not true. Yes, it is. How do you know? Well, how can you tell me that this is right? How can you tell me this is wrong? Well, I know it's right to me because it's coming from my heart. So don't tell me otherwise. So somebody's giving you wrong information because it's coming from their dimensional time and not your thought of time. You understand? So they're getting different information of time position. That's energy and manipulation. Okay, so there's a trust factor here where you have to get into your connections of your heart, really open up your line signals of listening to what's going on. And that's all done within. So when you're getting ringing in your ears, okay, you're getting the connections, the angelics and digital frame of numbers. One is integrated and one is outergrated. So inner force, outer force. Everything has to go in and everything has to come out, right? So it's one line signal goes, comes out, right? So it's truly understanding the sonar. If you don't understand the brain location, the mind system, you're going to get headaches around the ear, right? And it's going to have a reacting cycle to the third eye position of traveling locations. It's confusing, isn't it? And it's extremely powerful. Yeah, I know, it's awesome. I'm just trying to find you guys where you are through your retrogrades. So, yeah, a lot of people are perplexed in that area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Instead of doing this, start meditating. It's the ones that are quiet that are more powerful. The ones that are yappers, they're not learning anything. They're outer surfacing everything outside and not realizing all the information is inside the heart. That's the truth. Sometimes I can see the info and I need to memorize. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with memorize. You have to strengthen your mind and get into your connections of your mindsets and your tool sets. So, but memorizing is very important. Because I'm an professional actor, and the memorization is basically very important, especially when you're doing reading, cold reading, so you have to memorize, right? So you look at key phrases, keywords, and you play it out, right? A lot of people are off book. It's better to be off book than on book. So I pretend to take notes. I just doodling or taking slow notes. Yeah, you can write it down if it helps you out. And that's the position where you have to come into. And that's why I do illustrations for you guys. Because when you put things down on paper, you're presenting it to its past, present, and its future. But where is it in time of thought? What you just finished drawing. So the mind, the brain, the heart, and soul has to identify everything through its travel. Okay? Because you're traveling through time. That's why it's so powerful. Transmitting and receiving data. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Transmitting, receiving. Understanding, transmitting, and receiving. Where is it coming from signal? Where is it coming from realm? Where is it coming from thought? Where is it coming from activation? Where is it coming from alienation formation? Where is it coming from travels? Where is it coming from your dream sets? It's a lot to take in from your computer sets and your computer operation line connections. But transmitting and receiving is everything through energy. So these are the things you guys need to work at. School applications of youth through education, the resources and its division through its library location center connections. So the thing is too, is that, if you want to keep watching, that's great. You're going to learn a lot more, but eventually you're going to have to get into your body attraction at 5D. Because you're not going to understand me, because sometimes I'm going to fluctuate higher and higher and higher. Sometimes I go lower, 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 back into medium, medium, medium. So that's where you're going to transmit and receiving. Your data, your processing, uplinks and downloads and upgradings have to understand each other, right? Not through the physical system, it's the spiritual system. Once the physical system has integration, you're good to go. Now, you have to understand the conception of the brain and where it's set, okay? Because the brain is its sphere, because the brain can go back, but the mind can't. Do you understand? So that's the fighting system where you have to understand the spiritual warfare that's inside you, okay? Because it won't line channel. It won't get into the right position of time location. Interlining its position of time and space, your dimensions of your teleportation of your position has to be in right acceleration, okay? So, yeah, left ear never stops ringing. Yeah. So, Catherine, you're trying to understand everything that's going on with your left, okay? So everything through connections, your intelligence will tell you exactly where it is. All right. So it's all about understanding to listen inside you rather than outside. Yes. Oh, wow. Very powerful. I hear it, but what is it? So that's the brain. The brain is stopping from the mind, and the mind is trying to move forward, but the brain doesn't understand the difference. So the brain is asleep. So the brain and the mind have to be integrated to the physical and the spiritual system. Then it opens up the channel of its audio signal, right? Or you can have disruptions with your satellite locations. And then that means I got to fix your wire positions to its division of time. So basically, if your left ear never stops ringing, that means you got audio interference. Okay. Audio interference is understanding your realm locations, but your wire connections don't understand your audio signals. So basically, you have to go through an upgrade system so I can channel your positions. I have to reset your panels and your computer reset connections to my division. So these are the things you guys have to understand, because your body is trying to understand you into teleportation of the earth. The earth is traveling through its time, and you're going to have more reactions of ringing ears if you don't understand your body of its conception. So I'm here to open up everybody's body to the solar division of the sun, the moon, and the earth, so you can get on the right time position of its earth of teleportation, of travel through its recognition. Okay, so you get less reactions, more focus on what's going on with the ringing of the ears, and you're sending everything through the angelics or anything through digital numbers. Okay, it can go either way, but they're sending you messages every single day because you guys are in a different atmosphere of time through vibration. Your body has to understand the conception of its hologram. It has to understand its TV reception. The lacing line location is interlining right now. So when you see a TV, all different colors, right? And now it's a that's what a TV does, right? So that's what's happening with your body. Your body is trying to understand its interlining connections, the time position. The colorations and everything through your pixels is trying to understand you through the solar sun connections. That's why everybody's eyes change color. Oh, look up. Look at that. My eyes just changed. What does that mean? You have to know what it's mean. The physical system won't know that because the brain is just set in that position of time location. So the coloration and the fluctuation changes its connection. So it's understanding coming together, right? So you separate it, but you come together, and then you go back out, and then you come around. So it's the energy field that comes around you. It force wind, it cycles to its position of time location, right? So you're coming into the energy light connections. Right? So that's what it is. Figure 8. That's your communication signal. That's the audio signal to your ear graft positions. It's a figure 8. Oh, what's a figure 8? Now you know. It's a line signal channel, 12 different divisional locations of time position, which is your 12 central lines of communication to your chakra system. So if you don't understand your line signal, it's going back. And that's why you have audio interference, Catherine, because you're not line signaling to the right position of time through satellite locations. Because remember, your circle rotation has to go forward, not back. Okay? When it goes forward and back, you're in alignment of source. That's fine. You can travel anywhere in dimensional time. But you're trying to understand what's going on with my ears. Why is it ringing, ringing, ringing? So your adaptation cycle is trying to communicate through your body. Everything is communication within. It's understanding the wires and division, location, eye interference. Oh, my eyes are sore. My eyes are flickering. What does that mean? That's communication. Oh, it'll go away. No, it won't go away. So your body's going to go. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens. That's exactly what it's going to happen. So everybody has to be healed. Everybody's got to get connected to the solar sun, because the gravity location, your center positions and line connections, and everything through your activation of your wire connections has to come into a new gravity position of time, into a new power center of time, and a new atmosphere of a sun, which is its solar generator of its connection of time position. So I'm just telling you, it's important. You have to be healed through me. That's the true understanding what's going on. You have to get the healing. You have to get the healing. because that's what happens when you don't understand your interdimensional time connections when it comes into interference. You're nothing but a teleportation device, but the center position and the earth position has to understand you through traction and line communication. Once you get that, you have no more problems. And then you understand everything that you go through sonar, it will come in easier for you. It'll still be there, right? It might be loud, but then if you understand it and you communicate with it, it will go away. I get it all the time. Sometimes it, right? So when it comes in, you have to understand it. You have to communicate back. You can't ignore it. If you ignore it, it's going to keep ringing until you understand your intelligence, because your whole body is a GPS of a tracking device. They're trying to connect with you. They see you through vibration, but your vibration has to reach the time position to its travel recognition of its realm location, which is connected to your dream set positions of time. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. Yeah. I went through it. You're going to go through it. It's plain and simple. You can't ignore anything anymore because it's all about a reaction. You're coming into action to reaction. So you have to understand its reaction to get back into its action, to get back into the center of its position. Okay? So that's a true understanding. It's really understanding communications, right? And it will go away if you communicate inside, because it's intelligence that's trying to understand you. If it doesn't understand you, you're going to keep getting ringing in the ears. You're going to get headaches. You're going to get migraines. You're going to get irritable. You're going to get sick. I mean, I got to give you the truth. I mean, it's truly happening to everybody. All right. You can't travel in time a 5D activation and a three-dimensional line connection. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So, and you're coming into lift notes of line connections. A lift note is basically understanding line of reception. What coloration am I using through position of time location, through thoughts, patterns? It's very complicated stuff, right? It's the computer that understands everything, a space and time division to its simulation. So, yeah, I'm glad I can help you out there, Catherine. Everything helps you out, right? So, when I'm in my car, I can hear and feel every single little noise in a note. Yeah. So you're trying to get line balance, Queen. It's like, yeah, okay, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what everybody's going through. You understand? So think of yourself in the reception of a radio and you're turning your channels. It's like, once it comes into frame, you're good to go. Now you're in the channel reception of the space atmosphere position of 5D activation to the teleportation of its UFO connection, which is mind telepathy to telekinesis. Welcome to space and time at 5D. So that's what's going to happen with everybody. I have to put it away so you guys understand what's going on with your bodies. So hopefully that helps. But just go through my email and I'll set up a platform for you guys on my PayPal and I'll heal you guys and you'll feel better. It's all about understanding your intelligence. It's understanding your reflection intelligence, your interruptions, your miscommunications with all space anomaly positions, attraction to body track location, interruption, disruption to communications, trying to understand everything through your lift notes. It's all positioned through you, and your body has to understand it's all communication, a 5D activation of vibration, right? Because your car basically is at a higher division. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you because the car is already in its set division of time. Okay, so if you go in a three-dimensional system and you're in your car, it's not going to understand you. You have to be at a higher vibration. So everything in nature is changing on its time position through space anomaly and dimensional time of its travel location. Okay, Same with your phone. Your phone changes, okay, automatically. Why? Because it's coming to a higher level of vibration. It's already in position of dimension. Remember, when you see a car and you're waking up for the very first time, it's not on the ground. It's already in dimension of time. It's already there. It's waiting for you so you can go up to higher level systems. Everybody is in space and time and floating. So you have to understand your floating recognition through astral travels, which comes into its ascending. All right. It also comes into your dream set positions of where you are through location of time. And it's all connected to your thoughts. Those are the positions, right? Precision of speed, acceleration, mocking location, dimensional time position. It's all connected to your body of its reception. All right. So yeah, and the thing is too, if you have a TV on, that TV is going to connect with you and it's going to get interference problems. You're going to have perceptions. You're going to have lacing line locations. You're going to see what you see through perception. If your TV is in lacing positions and you're seeing all these characters in pixel, you have to use your energy to get it back in division. I've done that with my TV. So it's kind of like they're in the pixels, right? But you're not, right? So that means that TV is trying to communicate with you. That's the interruption. That's the disruption. Right? So it's all about understanding that you're coming into your reality, of its virtual reality of yourself. Right? They're waiting for you to get into that level. That's the teleportation. You have to get into navigations of your power centers because that's a teleportation of its UFO division of time. Everybody's on a time clock position. Okay? You all have to come into the full resonance of what the simulation is because it's a virtual reality of its system. Okay. So yeah, you have to get balanced locations and you have to be healed through me. You have to be healed through me, guys. Because I change your disruption, your signals, I put you balance and location. So every time you go in the atmosphere position, you're doing this, talking to your phone, you're doing all these things, you're doing this inside. So you have to remember, when you're coming up your TV is trying to communicate through you, through body, because you're light. Think about that. Your TV is a light and it's trying to communicate through you as a hologram. It's trying to communicate through you, through your pixels. It's trying to communicate with you through your thoughts. It's trying to communicate with you through its travel of time because your TV is at its right time position. You understand? That's teleportation going forward. So if you don't understand your TV, it's going to get confusion to your body system of activation. All right. So let's leave it there. I know it's a bit more complicated, but as long as you understand your ground positions, get into your meditation graphs. Anybody that's new, welcome to my channel as I keep you informed what's going on with space and time right now. But as of Wednesday, your whole body is going to be miscommunicated, misinterpreted, misaligned. It's all about all levels of your alignments to everything that you communicate with. You got to line signal to everything through channel, and it's got to be healed through me because I reset your lines and I put you back into your satellite locations so you can understand more of yourself through the computer, more communications with your phone, and bounce everything through your digital pads or anything through your car. Because if you're in your car and your car doesn't understand you, but it wants to understand you, your car is going to way up. And it's like, whoa, what just happened? I feel like it just floated. So you're going into gravity location of disruption. So you have to get balanced with your car. So it's kind of like getting balanced with your body of time. That's what it is, right? Because everything in space and time is rotating on cycles, and humanity has to get into that position of time. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Okay, we'll still get more into connections of 369. Please go to my email. Let me know what you want to do. I'll set up a platform for you guys for healing. All right. Adios.